It's an age-old game, you gotta learn it slow. First it forward, then it's back you go. You're standing on the throttle and you're standing on the brakes. In the groove till you make a mistake, because sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're just a fool in love, sometimes you're the Louisville slugger, sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're gonna lose it all. You gotta know happy and you gotta know glad, 'cause you're gonna know lonely and you're gonna know sad. You're slipping and you're sliding and you're coming on strong. Then you're rolling around 'cause it's all gone wrong, 'cause sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're just a fool in love, sometimes you're the Louisville slugger, sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're gonna lose it all. Some days you've got the glory, other days you have none. Sometimes you're the diamond, sometimes the stone. Everything can change in a blink of an eye. So let the good times roll before we say goodbye, because sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're just a fool in love, sometimes you're the Louisville slugger, sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're gonna lose it all. I said sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're just a fool in love. Oh, sometimes you're the Louisville slugger, sometimes you're the ball, sometimes it all comes together, sometimes you're gonna lose it all. Woo! Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to Brunch with Deb, back home in my Seattle studio. Woohoo! Hello, Michael, Kathy, Elizabeth Lopez. Welcome to Brunch with Deb. Kathy Mespin, Rod Weeks, Peter Gore. And I think someone else snuck in there, but I can't quite see it. So I am home, and I got home last night about 7 o'clock, and from 4 weeks on the road. It was great visiting family and headed and playing at the Arizona Live Music Cooperative in Phoenix and the Tucson Folk Festival. We got some Tucson Folk Festival folks here this morning in Tucson, Arizona, and then playing at the Rise Gardens benefit in St. George, Utah, and then pestering all my friends and family on the way down and the way back. Oh, it was great. And thanks to all of you who tuned in and put up with my weird on-the-road live streams. It's kind of fun to stream from the phone on the road where you have different backdrops, but it's also nice to be back home in the blue studio room. I want to give everybody a heads up that my dear cat Morpheus, who hasn't seen me in 4 weeks, is in the waste paper basket. Yes, the waste paper basket. He's sitting on top of all the waste paper. Down at my feet, he's being very quiet, but if he does act up, I apologize. I usually do not let my little munchkin in here during my streams, but he hasn't seen me, so, and he's curled up by the heater. I'd like to think it's about me, right? But I think it's about the heater. So I'm going to play a song I haven't played in a while. So a lot of you know I drive a used Tesla around, and I drove it down and back to Arizona. So I thought I would sing you the Tesla Tale song when I wrote about a different road trip back in 2019 when I drove all the way from Seattle to Chattanooga, Tennessee and back. But the song isn't really about the car. It's about overcoming misconceptions. And I said, this is called a Tesla Tale. Out here driving in a Tesla, middle of nowhere, all alone. Northwest in the rearview mirror, headed to the southeast on my own. Long out of my comfort zone, and there's 1,300 miles left to go. Oh, no, gotta go badly. Oklahoma truck stop, here I am. 13 truckers staring at me from up inside their cabs. My face is red, my knees are weak when a trucker climbs down and starts to speak. Would you like a cup of coffee? Is that your car? Is it really all electric? You've traveled far, how do you plug it in? I'd love to know. Well, thank you for the info, man. You're mighty kind. You cleared a lot of questions up in my mind. Safe travels to you now, out on the road. Sweet Home Alabama's what it says on the state sign. 3 motorcycles pulling up along my side. My heart is jello in my mouth. Is this the hospitality of the Deep South? Why, hello, our names are Tammy, Sue, and Kathy. Oh, we're on a motorcycle trip from Nashville to Miami. Is this car your Tesla? We think it's cool. You say you're a musician, that's mighty fine. Would you like to have a picture here at the state line? Safe travels to you there, out on the road. Rest stop, Minnesota, I am sleeping in my back seat. Big man, beer in hand, standing in the window, right at me. My stomach's knotted at my knees. I sit up quick and start to breathe. Oh my God, I didn't see you. I didn't mean to scare you. Would you like a brew? I mean, I really didn't see you. Just wanted to see this car up close for real. Well, thank you for the show and tell. You're mighty kind. You cleared a lot of questions up in my mind. Safe travels to you now, out on the road. A Tesla Tale, a true story of my trip to this Southeast Regional Folk Alliance conference. And I sort of got out of, everyone has Teslas on the West Coast, but you get into the middle of Oklahoma, you're kind of wondering, oh my God, I'm driving like this really weird bleeding edge car and I'm a woman, I'm by myself. Am I going to get hassled? But I never got hassled. I had people wanting to talk to me and buying me coffee, and it was really cool. So just goes to show, you never know what's going to happen. Most people are nicer than you think they're going to be. Oh, let me see. Oh, thank you, Rod. I thought you'd heard that one. Hey, Rockin' with Jack Plum, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Kathy Meyerson. Yeah, I've had this car for 5 years, and we've put a lot of miles on. So far, no problems. And it is definitely different. 3 years ago, there were not as many Teslas on the road, but now with the release of the Model Y and the Model 3, which is the cheaper version of the Model S, they're everywhere. It's crazy. Can't see Morpheus. Morpheus he's down here, and I don't have a camera on him, but trust me, he's a little black bumpkin in the basket. Axel, guten Abend. Hello, Agnes. Germany is in the house. Well, this next song is special to me. One thing I love about traveling is learning about the history of the places where I travel. And this trip was no exception. I learned some history that I did not know. It's a bit of a dark chapter in American history. I also like to collect songs and bring them back, as not only do I go out and give people my songs, I like to bring a couple back to present to you guys, my audience. This song is about an event that actually happened in Bisbee, Arizona in 1917. Bisbee is right on the border of the very south part of Arizona and Mexico. It's a mining town, or it was a mining town at the turn of the last century. The biggest industry was copper mining. They also did some silver, but mostly copper, and there was a huge mine called the Copper Queen. Well, as mining stories often go, what the bosses want is not the same thing that the workers need. And in 1917, with the backdrop of World War I, and that's important, remember that, the miners put aside their own ethnic and cultural differences to mount a huge strike against the Copper Queen. For their efforts, they wanted better pay. They wanted to be paid in American dollars rather than coupons for the company store that you could only buy at the company store. And they wanted more safety. They said it was dark down there in the mine and dangerous because they would have one man only working on a drill. If something happened, that guy got sleepy, walls would cave in and things would happen. So the miners organized, hundreds of them, to strike. The response of the company bosses and the county sheriff, I believe, was in cahoots with the Arizona governor, deemed the strikers to be domestic terrorists. They didn't quite use that word in that time. And in the middle of the night, rounded up all the strikers out of their beds, herded them into cattle cars on a train, and exported them over the border to New Mexico. And this was in July with 112-degree heat. They gave no food, no water, no miners. They held sort of a kangaroo court. That would be the county sheriff, making all these miners legal, rip them from their families, and ship them in a freaking cattle car over to the New Mexico border, and just left them and said, you can never come back to Bisbee, Arizona. You guys are treasonous traitors. This song that I'm about to attempt is by Elizabeth Lopez and Jeff Sturgis, some new friends I've met at the Tucson Folk Festival. They live down in Sierra Vista near Bisbee. They lived in that county most of their lives. This is a song they wrote about the 1917 Copper Queen strike called Treason Track. Now my nerves, don't fail me now. Fail me now. In 1917, a strike was called on the Copper Queen. The Bisbee Miners tried to organize to get a share of the copper prize. They asked for safety and for better pay for 2 men working on the drill each day. But the strike's illegal, said the company. It's un-American activity. Wake up, miners, get out of the sack. You can't ask questions and you can't come back. Our shotguns are loaded, no time to pack. You got a one-way ticket on the treason track. Well, the county sheriff and the company, they held a vigilante conspiracy. Well, they armed a posse and they kidnapped men, held in the ballpark like a cattle pen. They seized the telegraph and the telephone, 'cause the company bosses didn't want it known that they forced the miners on a cattle train, never to see their homes again. Oh, wake up, miners, get out of the sack. You can't ask questions and you can't come back. Shotguns are loaded, no time to pack. You got a one-way ticket on the treason track. It was 1917, a strike was called on the Copper Queen, when the sheriff and the company turned Bisbee miners into deportees. Treason track by Jeff Sturgis and Elizabeth Lopez, better known as the Earth Pics of Cochise County. You can find them on YouTube, and I will put a link in my post after this broadcast. I forgot to put that up there. Anyway. Oh, you're kidding, Rod. You guys got engaged in Bisbee? Hey, Elizabeth, they got engaged in Bisbee. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. I still need to work out some rough edges, and I have a couple of questions for you about a chord switch. Anyway, thank you for listening to that. Yeah, I didn't know about this little piece. I've known that there's other factory rise-ups and stuff, but I did not know this little dark piece of American history that happened down right in the South, right in the turn of the last century. It's pretty awful. I mean, cattle cars when it's with no food and water at 112 degrees outside. Ugh, yuck. Anyway, thanks for letting me do that. I just learned that this week. Earth Pics of Cochise County. Elizabeth and Jeff. Here's one of mine, a little love song. Sun shines a lot down there in Arizona. But I can't help but wonder what happens if you're feeling kind of blue. Is the sun still shining in your heart? I don't know why I keep on crying. The sky outside is blue, the sun is high, but old man stormy weather is with me today and makes my heart a cloudy day. This chilly weather of late's become a habit, one I'd like to kick, to somehow move on past it, but all those pressure zones just get in my way and make my heart a cloudy day. Cold front lingers on inside with never-ending rain and snow. Oh, please, Mr. Weatherman, for my sake, won't you give this melancholy baby a break? I don't know why I keep on crying. Sky outside is blue, the sun is high, but old man stormy weather is with me today and makes my heart a cloudy day. Cold front lingers on inside, with never-ending rain and snow. Oh, please, Mr. Weatherman, for my sake, won't you give this melancholy baby a break? I don't know why I keep on crying. Sky outside is blue, the sun is high, but old man stormy weather is with me today, wrapped around my soul and making it gray. It seems that since you left, he's just moved in to stay, and he makes my heart a cloudy day. Ooh. Cloudy Day from my album Cupid's Wheel. I wrote that when I lived in Colorado, where the sun also shines 300 days a year, and it was hard to accept the sunny days because I had broken up with somebody. Well, my mind is still on miners, which makes me think of tools, which makes me think of this song. You say that you're a handyman, that you know how to use a hammer and a nail, you got a pocket full of screws. You tell me you can help me with all my home repair, that you've got all the know-how and lots of parts to spare. Well, I don't see no hard hat, and where's your working shoes? If you ain't got a license, boy, don't you mess with my tools. But what about your plumbing, girl? It seems that you have got a spigot running cold when it should be running hot. You say you'll show me how your snake can make my waters flow. The little plunging action should tidy up my bowl. Well, I don't see no coveralls like what you ought to use. If you ain't got protection, boy, don't mess with my tools. Well, I may be a woman, but you know a thing or two. I've done enough repair work from being with guys like you. So stay out of my workroom, you keep your fingers off my pliers, and hands off the breaker box, no messing with my wires. Okay, you say, you're right and I am wrong. I ain't no carpenter, I ain't no plumber. I knew that all along, so let's not let these flying sparks give rise to more suspicion. Come on, babe, let's work it out. I'm a mighty fine electrician. If you ain't got the know-how, boy, don't you mess with my. If you ain't got protection, boy, don't you mess with my. If you ain't got a license, boy, don't you mess with my. Don't you mess with my. Don't you ever mess with my tools. Don't Mess With My Tools from the Mama Wears a Hard Hat album. Speaking of which, oh hey Ged, nice to see you. We've got Wales over in the United Kingdom. Wales is in the house. Axel, I still think you win the farthest award. We've got I'll Sandwich England in the house. As I said, we've got New Jersey in the house. We have Sierra Vista. We've got Arizona in the house. We've got Illinois in the house. We've got more New Jersey in the house. And, of course, good old Milton, Washington and Spokane, Washington in the house. I love live streaming. If you are enjoying what you are hearing today, please consider putting a tip in my tip jar. It helps keep the music going. It helps keep the internet paid for and the guitar strings paid for, but mostly the internet and the software programs I use to stream and bring my music to you. Tip jar stuff is in the, I'm pointing the wrong way. There you go. It's like it's right and I have to point right. Thank you so much. Okay, Kathy, you want to heal El Gato Negro from Morphus. Oh, gee, I was going to do Mama Wears a Hard Hat, but all right, I'll do El Gato Negro. It's kind of a weird song to end on, but why not? Morpheus, this is for you. Oh, he's so curled up. He is so asleep. He's so cute. Round cat in a square wastepaper basket made of wicker. This is my last song for today. Thanks for tuning in to Brunch with Deb. We'll be back here next Sunday. Same brunch time, same brunch channel, and I love you all. Asleep in the window, soaking up the sunlight. Weight of the world seems to pass you by. You have a secret you keep deep inside you, hidden in the colors of your eyes. Oh, gato negro, please tell me true. It's a midnight stroll beneath the moon. Is there anyone out there that you know of? Somebody looking for someone to love. Is he tall and handsome or sweet and blonde? A businessman, a craftsman, or a singer of songs? Whoever he is he lonely and blue and looking for someone to hold on to? Oh, gato negro, please tell me true. As you take your midnight stroll beneath the moon, is there anyone out there that you know of? Somebody looking for someone to love. As you slip inside his window and purr around his feet, you slip into his heart as you settle there to sleep. Please take him this message. Dear sir, we have not met, but I know you're out there somewhere. May we find each other yet. Asleep in the window, soaking up the sun. Another night is over, another day begun. La la, la da da, la da da, la da 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 da. La da 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 da. Ooh. can find that on my Blame It on the Dog CD. And, oh, Morpheus, you're just so cute. I don't know, maybe I should just pick up the basket and see what happens. I don't know. What will happen? What will happen? He'll probably jump out of it. Oh, I'm all tangled up here. Ugh, wires. Anyway, I do appreciate you all tuning in for Lunch Brunch with Deb. Here we have Kitty in a basket. This is Morpheus, my little gato negro. Hi, Morph. You say hi to everybody? All right, that was an atypical ending to Brunch with Deb. Here we control the horizontal and the vertical and the cat baskets. Everybody stay safe out there. Look both ways when crossing the street. Don't accept candy from strangers. Remember to mask up if you feel, well, mask up where appropriate. I know every state's got a different thing going on, but do continue to wash your hands. But the most important thing is to tell everyone that you know, that you love them sooner rather than later, because we don't know what the morrow will bring. Thanks for being here with Brunch with Deb. Thank you for the tips. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next Sunday. Same brunch time, same brunch channel with all of you, my brunchlings. Take it easy.